Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today, we're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the US 1-cent Lincoln penny. Let's start. Top 1. We're exploring one of the most fascinating and valuable stories in American coin history, the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the incredibly rare quarter dollar that reached an unbelievable price of $69,200. These coins may look ordinary to most people, but to collectors, they represent hidden treasures, mistakes turned into miracles, and a glimpse into the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. The 1968 Lincoln penny is more than just a small copper coin. It carries the image of one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history, Abraham Lincoln, and was struck during a time of transition for American coinage. In 1968, pennies were produced at several different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and that tiny mint mark beneath the date can make a huge difference in value. Among the most desirable are those marked with an S, produced as proof coins at the San Francisco Mint, designed to have a mirror-like finish and perfect details. But what really excites collectors are the rare minting errors, the double-die obverse versions where Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, or even the date appears doubled under magnification. This subtle but powerful flaw transforms an ordinary penny into a highly sought-after collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Many collectors search for these tiny variations in the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1968. Under the right light, the doubling stands out, a reminder that perfection is not what makes these coins valuable. It's the imperfections that slipped through. Combine that with a strong red luster and uncirculated condition, and the coin's value can rise dramatically. The 1968 S-proof penny, especially when graded in top condition, remains one of the highlights of Lincoln cent history, cherished for its beauty, rarity, and the stories behind its creation. Now we turn to the mysterious and rare quarter dollar valued at $69,200. This coin captured the attention of collectors and investors alike for one simple reason. It wasn't supposed to exist in the way it did. A rare minting error, possibly a wrong planchet strike or a unique metal composition, turned this everyday 25-cent coin into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The combination of scarcity, flawless condition, and the intrigue of the error pushed its price beyond imagination. For collectors, coins like this represent the dream. The idea that something so small and common could hold so much historical and financial power. A single mistake at the mint, a few seconds of difference during the striking process, can transform pocket change into a museum-worthy treasure. These coins remind us that history is hidden in plain sight, waiting for curious eyes to notice it. Every penny and every quarter tells a story of the time it was made, the hands it passed through, and the people who recognized its worth. The 1968 Lincoln penny and the rare $69,200 quarter are perfect examples of why coin collecting continues to captivate so many hearts. They show us that value isn't always about material wealth. Sometimes it's about the history, the art, and the mystery locked within a single coin. The next time you get change back at the store, take a closer look at your coins. That ordinary penny might be a 1968 double die waiting to be discovered, and that quarter could be the rare one everyone's been searching for. You never know what kind of hidden fortune could be sitting right there in your pocket. Keep collecting, keep exploring, and always remember, even the smallest coin can tell the biggest story. Top 2. We're uncovering the story of one of the most talked about and mysterious coins in U.S. history, the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny, along with an extremely rare quarter dollar that stunned collectors with a value of $63,700. These coins prove that even the smallest pieces of metal can hold incredible stories, hidden errors, and astonishing worth beyond imagination. The 1973 Lincoln penny may look ordinary to most people, but within this simple copper coin lies a legend among collectors. Struck during a decade of change in American coinage, the 1973 penny was part of the long-running Lincoln series that began in 1909. By the 1970s, pennies were made primarily from copper, and the U.S. Mint operated in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Among these mints, the coins marked with the tiny S under the date became known for their sharp detail and mirror-like proof finish. These proof pennies, especially when kept in flawless condition, are prized by collectors for their beauty and precision. But the true excitement surrounding the 1973 Lincoln penny comes from the rare errors and variations that make some of them worth thousands. A few were struck with doubling on the obverse, a minting error where parts of Lincoln's portrait, the lettering, or the date appear slightly duplicated. These double-die errors are what coin collectors dream of finding. Under the right lighting, you can see the extra lines in Liberty or In God We Trust, and that small detail can change everything. A penny that cost 1 cent to make could suddenly be worth hundreds, even thousands, depending on its condition and the clarity of the doubling. Collectors often describe these coins as hidden works of art born from imperfection. They remind us that even a simple mistake can transform something ordinary into a piece of history. The 1973 penny in pristine condition, showing full red color and sharp strike, is already valuable. Add in a rare error or proof designation, and you have one of the most desirable Lincoln cents of its era. Now, let's move on to the coin that made headlines among numismatists, the rare $quarter valued at $63,700. This isn't your everyday pocket change. This is a coin that escaped the mint with a mysterious flaw, turning it into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Whether struck on the wrong metal, bearing a misaligned die, or featuring a unique surface that sets it apart, this rare quarter is the kind of find collectors dream about for decades. Its perfect condition and extraordinary rarity combined to push its auction value into the tens of thousands, capturing the attention of experts across the country. Imagine holding a quarter that most people would spend without a second thought and realizing it's worth more than a luxury car. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin has a chance to be something extraordinary, and the story of the $63,700 quarter proves it. Coins like the 1973 Lincoln penny and this rare quarter remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden in the details, the small mint mark, the slight doubling, or the tiny imperfection that escaped the mint's watchful eye. These coins carry the history of their time, the skill of the engravers, and the mystery of how a small piece of metal can become a priceless artifact. For collectors, each discovery is more than just a financial win. It's a connection to America's past, a link to the artistry and precision that go into every coin. And for those who still search through their change, stories like these keep the excitement alive. The next coin you find might look ordinary, but take a closer look. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be recognized. So keep your eyes open, keep your magnifying glass ready, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. The 1973 Lincoln penny and the rare $63,700 quarter are living proof that history, art, and fortune can come together in the palm of your hand. Top 3. In the world of coin collecting, few stories capture the imagination quite like the tale of the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the rare $quarter that reached an astonishing value of $51,700. These coins prove that even the smallest pieces of change can carry enormous history, mystery, and value. What seems like an ordinary penny or quarter might just be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The 1982 Lincoln penny holds a special place in American coin history because it marks one of the most significant transitions in U.S. mint production. Before 1982, pennies were made primarily of copper. But in that year, the mint made a major change, switching from the traditional copper composition to a zinc-based coin with a thin copper coating. That change created multiple varieties of the 1982 penny, and these differences turned it into a fascinating and valuable piece for collectors. There were 7 main variations of the 1982 Lincoln cent, large date and small date versions, produced in both copper and zinc from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Each version carries subtle design differences that most people never notice. But to collectors, these differences mean everything. The easiest way to tell them apart is by weight. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. However, the true excitement lies in the rare errors that came out of this transition period. Among the most legendary finds are the 1982 D small date copper pennies. These coins should never have existed. The Denver Mint was supposed to produce zinc pennies only. But a few were accidentally struck in the old copper planchets, making them some of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered. Just one of these coins can bring thousands of dollars at auction, depending on condition and verification. Collectors also search for other small variations, double dies, weak strikes, and off-center minting. Every small mistake adds personality and uniqueness, turning a common penny into a collector's dream. The 1982 penny represents the blending of eras, one foot in the classic age of solid copper, and the other stepping into the modern era of mass production and changing materials. Now, let's move to another remarkable story, the rare quarter dollar that sold for $51,700. To most people, a quarter is just 25 cents, but this particular coin was far from ordinary. It carried a minting error so rare that it became one of the most talked about coins in numismatic circles. Whether it was struck on the wrong metal planchet, misaligned during minting, or featured a doubled design, the combination of rarity and condition sent its value soaring far beyond anyone's expectations. This extraordinary quarter reminds us that perfection isn't always what creates value. Sometimes, it's the flaws that make something priceless. Each mint error is a frozen moment in history, a product of chance that the mint never intended to release. These are the kinds of coins collectors dream about finding. A simple piece of change that turns out to be worth more than $50,000. The stories of the 1982 Lincoln penny and the rare $51,700 quarter show us that value often hides in plain sight. Every coin has a story, a journey from the mint to the pockets of millions, and sometimes, one of those coins takes a different path, a path that leads to history, fame, and fortune. The next time you get change from a store, don't ignore those pennies and quarters. Take a moment to look closer. That 1982 penny you almost tossed away might be one of the rarest ever made. That quarter in your wallet could carry a minting secret no one has seen before. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about discovery, history, and the thrill of finding something extraordinary in the most ordinary places. Every coin is a time capsule, and every collector is a treasure hunter. The 1982 Lincoln penny and the rare $51,700 quarter stand as proof that in the world of coins, even the smallest piece of metal can tell a story worth far more than its face value. Top 4. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, few stories shine brighter than the tale of the 1990 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the incredibly rare quarter dollar valued at $63,800. These coins, small in size yet enormous in value and history, prove that even the change jingling in your pocket could hold a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. The 1990 Lincoln penny is one of the most intriguing coins in modern U.S. mint history. At first glance, it looks like any other cent you might spend without thinking. But beneath its familiar design lies a story of craftsmanship, transition, and a rare mistake that turned an ordinary penny into a valuable collectible. The year 1990 marked a new era for the Lincoln cent. The design still featured Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but a subtle change in minting made this year special. The U.S. Mint used two major facilities to strike pennies, Philadelphia and Denver, and each produced slightly different coins. Most pennies from Philadelphia bore no mint mark, while Denver's had a small D below the date. But among these millions of coins, a few mysterious errors slipped through, creating rare and highly valuable varieties. One of the most talked about discoveries is the 1990 No S proof penny, a coin that should have carried the S mint mark for San Francisco, but didn't. Proof coins are special, mirror-finish coins made for collectors, not circulation. When a batch of proofs was accidentally struck without the mint mark, it created one of the rarest modern pennies ever produced. The missing S mint mark instantly transformed these coins into prized treasures worth thousands of dollars. Collectors also look for doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other minting quirks from the 1990 series. Even the smallest imperfection can drastically increase the coin's value. A perfectly preserved 1990 Lincoln penny with bright red luster, no scratches, and full detail on Lincoln's face is already worth far more than a single cent. Add in a rare error, and you could be holding a piece worth a collector's fortune. Now let's turn to the legendary quarter dollar valued at $63,800, a coin that stunned collectors and proved that extraordinary value can hide in the most ordinary-looking change. This quarter wasn't just rare, it was unique. Its story begins at the mint, where a small mechanical flaw or a momentary lapse created a one-of-a-kind error that no one noticed until years later. Imagine a coin struck on the wrong metal planchet, perhaps one meant for another denomination, or a coin with a double strike that created a ghost-like second image. Maybe it was a minting misalignment so perfect in its imperfection that collectors recognized its rarity immediately. Whatever the cause, this quarter's unusual appearance, combined with pristine condition and historical intrigue, sent its value skyrocketing to $63,800 at auction. Stories like this are what make coin collecting so thrilling. Every coin carries a mystery, a possibility that what looks ordinary could be extraordinary. It's not just about metal and mint marks. It's about history, chance, and discovery. The 1990 Lincoln penny and the rare $63,800 quarter remind us that perfection isn't always what makes something valuable. Sometimes it's the mistakes, the accidents, the flaws, the small differences that escaped the mint's careful eye that create true treasures. For collectors, these coins represent the ultimate reward for curiosity and attention to detail. They are proof that history can rest in the palm of your hand, disguised as spare change. Every penny and quarter you touch might have a story to tell, one that connects you to decades of minting tradition and hidden artistry. So, the next time you empty your pockets or count your change, take a closer look. That 1990 penny might not be just a penny. That quarter might not be just a quarter. Somewhere among them could be a piece of history, a rare coin waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. In the world of coins, every small discovery can lead to something monumental, and the stories of the 1990 Lincoln penny and the $63,800 quarter are shining examples of that timeless truth. Top 5. In the world of coin collecting, few stories are as captivating as the legend of the 1999 Lincoln 1-cent penny and the mysterious rare quarter dollar that reached a stunning value of $43,200. These coins remind us that hidden treasures often come in the smallest forms, and that the coins we handle every day might be worth far more than their face value. The 1999 Lincoln penny is one of the most fascinating modern coins ever struck by the United States Mint. On the surface, it looks like any other cent. The familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and the same bright copper appearance that Americans have recognized for generations. But within this simple design lies a story of rarity, minting precision, and the kind of mistake that turns a single penny into a collector's dream. BY 1999. The mint had already transitioned from solid copper to a zinc-based penny with a thin copper coating. However, it was also a year when technology and tradition collided. The Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints were producing billions of coins, and in that massive process, a few rare and extraordinary errors slipped through. Among them were double die strikes, off-center mintings, and planchet mix-ups that created some of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. The most famous 1999 error is the wide AM variety. On most 1999 pennies, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are close together, nearly touching. But in the rare wide AM version, the two letters are spaced farther apart, a small difference only sharp eyes can spot. This minor design variation happened because proof dies intended for collector coins were accidentally used to strike regular circulation pennies. The result? An incredibly rare error that skyrocketed in value. Collectors treasure the 1999 wide AM penny for its rarity and its connection to minting precision. In perfect, uncirculated condition, it can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its shine, luster, and detail. Some lucky collectors have even pulled these rare pennies straight from circulation, proving that treasures are still out there waiting to be found. Now let's turn to the story of the rare quarter dollar worth $43,200, a coin that captured the imagination of collectors everywhere. To most people, it's just a quarter, 25 cents you might toss into a parking meter or vending machine. But to those who understand the beauty and mystery of minting, this particular quarter is a masterpiece born of error and chance. This rare coin likely owes its incredible value to a unique minting mistake. It could have been struck on a different metal planchet, such as one meant for a dime, or possibly double-struck in a way that gave it an unusual appearance. Another theory is that it might have featured a misaligned die or an incomplete strike, leaving parts of the design faint or missing entirely. Whatever the cause, its uniqueness, perfect preservation, and sheer rarity made it one of the most expensive quarters ever sold. With a price tag of $43,200, these two coins, the 1999 Lincoln penny and the extraordinary rare quarter, teach a powerful lesson to collectors and dreamers alike. Value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it hides in the smallest details, a missing letter, a wider space, a subtle imperfection that turns ordinary into extraordinary. The tiniest difference can transform a coin worth cents into one worth thousands. For collectors, the thrill is in the hunt. Every penny, every quarter, every handful of change could hold a secret. The 1999 Lincoln penny tells the story of modern minting precision and rare human error, while the $43,200 quarter stands as a symbol of how chance and craftsmanship can collide to create something truly priceless. So the next time you empty your pockets or count your coins, take a closer look. That 1999 penny might be one of the rare wide AM varieties. That quarter might be the next incredible minting mistake waiting to be discovered. In a world where we often overlook the small things, these coins remind us that value can appear where we least expect it, sometimes in the palm of our hand. Every coin carries history, every minting mark tells a story, and every collector knows the truth, that in the smallest details lie the biggest treasures. The 1999 Lincoln penny and the rare $43,200 quarter prove once again that even the most ordinary coins can become extraordinary legends.